the cold part about it is women picked up all of the toxic traits. So, and justified by saying that y'all did it. Well, that's not, two wrongs never made a right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And so we was always combating, even, there's always been a conscious movement against, the degradation in hip hop. So it only makes sense if we start seeing women do it, there's a movement against y'all as well. Somebody was telling me like, well, when men was doing, nobody was saying nothing. Like, yes, they were. The president was against them. There was whole political movements against them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the moment you start seeing women do it, it only makes sense that there's a movement against it.
Mm-hmm.
And so in today, it's becoming normalized in the style of, well, this is freedom. Ain't no freedom. You just out of control. You don't have no discipline.
Reckless.
Yeah, that ain't freedom.
Yeah.
So speaking of discipline, what are your daily habits that you feel like the listeners can pick up and start to see a change in their life?
What I've been trying to do lately, travel a lot, so my habits get thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to worry about habits because I don't believe right now in making goals. I believe in making habits. If you make the habits, you meet the goal, right? It's process, not outcome, right? So I wanted to have a habit of going to the gym, right? So I've been doing that consistently every day. There's like, let's say for men specifically, women too, because 53% of America are obese, probably way more than that. But like when I wake up in the morning, I want to give me some sun. Best thing you can do for yourself, early hours, low sun, low radiation sun. You step out there, you sun gaze a little bit. That's going to connect that circadian rhythm. That's going to have your mind flowing. You understand me? You're more resilient throughout the day. You're more focused throughout the day.
When you say sun gaze, do you look directly at the sun?
Yeah, you can. So, but at particular hours, not peak hours. So once it's hitting around like 8, 9, 10, that particular sun has a stronger radiation. You understand me? So before it gets to that particular sunlight is going to be the sunlight that is entraining your circadian rhythm. Right? I was listening to his neuroscientist who was giving a breakdown on how, you don't realize that the eyes are part of the brain. It's the part of the brain that borges out first, right? So getting that sun, that's the only way you can get light onto the brain is by actually gazing it, right? And so now that information is going to the brain and it's retraining the process saying that this is the time of day, right, that the body should function properly.
Yeah.
So, first thing in the morning, get you some of that. Of course, we already know the time till, don't turn on the phone. Now, I do it sometimes too, right? But on the days that I don't do it, I'm more focused. I'm in flow.
Right.
You understand me? Like, I'd rather you go get you a quick workout, do some squats, do some push-ups, read some, turn on some binary beats.
Yeah.
Write down what you want that day to be. Speak an affirmation like this is about to be an amazing day. I'm a God, right? Like, because why? You at a state of high suggestibility when you first wake up.
Yep.
Right? You at that low beta. You just got up. You're not at that peak yet. So when you're telling yourself about that day, that's what you programming into you.
Yeah.
You make up your bed. Like, I got all this actually written in my book. So, plug. No, but, like, these are like, just think about like what habits, that you believe will start a day that'll make you focus.
Well, I'll tell you, from my perspective, the habits that changed my life. Not touching my phone for the first half an hour when I wake up.
Yeah.
Having a guidance, like controlling the guidance of the day. Sometimes you pick up that phone and somebody sent you a text, you like, this mother, and you know what I mean? And it just ruined your whole day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So first half an hour, I ain't touching my phone. I don't care how many times Champ is calling me. I'm not touching the phone. I'm not touching the phone, right? I started refilling my subconscious with positive messages.
Yeah.
Vision boards, affirmations, like you said. Right now, things like, okay, if you wanted to be a millionaire, you write, I am a millionaire. You say that in the morning. Believe that. Get outside, get the sun.
Yeah.
These were things that I picked up. So when you're talking to me, I'm like, wow, I started doing that.
Right.
And that's how we got here.
How long did it take you to develop the discipline?
Man, discipline is a lifelong journey. You understand me? That's the way, I talk about discipline is when you become a disciple of something.
Okay.
Right? So like, let's say, if you want to change a particular aspect of your life, now you can become a disciple of something. Maybe they got the whole 360, right? Maybe it's somebody, let's say it's podcasting. How do you get disciplined in podcasting? You can become a disciple of somebody that's already good at it, right? And you start taking on their habits. So when you're not doing that, you know when you're falling off. But now I'm not being a good disciple, right? And so for me, discipline is about being a good disciple of something. And so I got to think about, you know, it depends on what my vision is. Like every single day I got to do something towards that vision. For me, it don't have to be a military stern type regiment, right? I have themes over my day. I have themes over my years. You understand me? So let's say I got a brand. So in the next few days, I got to design something for it. So I have to get the focus and the discipline to design for this. I'm cutting out everything else. Don't call me right now. I'm not going to answer. That's part of my discipline. You understand me? Because I know that a good designer will just focus in single tasks until they get this done. Right? So how do I know I'm disciplined is if I'm doing something progressively, step by step towards that goal. People always say, where you get started? You get started with where you don't know, or you get started with what you do know. Right? It should never be a point where you don't know what to do next, because that just means you need to learn. You understand me? That's a gap in knowledge, which means you can't take the next step until you learn. And then once you learn, you do. You feel me? So discipline for me is that journey of being a disciple of what I want to become. You understand me? On a daily basis. So ain't nobody harder on me than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't a comment you go put out there. It ain't like, my shadow self is what I check daily. Because I got to go home, look at myself, and be proud of the man in the mirror.
That's a fact. Right?
The world can keys is this, that, and the third. None of that matters to me when I get home. I'm standing in that mirror, and that's who I am, by myself. Nobody else is there. And if I don't feel that same way that I feel about myself, that the world feel about me, or better, because it really don't matter what the world feels. But if you hear somebody saying something and it's a disconnect, that's fake.
That feels like a lot of weight on a person. Feels like a lot of weight on you. I hear a very regimented life, which I'm not mad at, but following your purpose, being this regimented, being this disciplined, constantly being focused. If I'm on the outside looking in, it feels like a lot of work. This is one of the reasons why I asked you, what's in it for you? Like, where do you get the satisfaction of living such a regimented, disciplined life?
Success.
That's why I say purpose. Like, what else I'm gonna do with life?
That's
the way I look at it. Like, what else I'm gonna do? Like, I don't believe in retirement. Like, life is meant. It's like time is motion. A man don't do nothing with his time unless he make moves. You understand me? Like, you sit there in that chair all day and you don't move. What you been doing all day? Nothing. What you been doing with your time? Nothing.
What are you training your body to do?
When I leave this earth, I want people to look at my moves and my motion, right? Because I happen to be the type of person that wants a legacy. Everybody don't.
Right.
So that's my personality type. That's my character. I actually do want to be remembered for the works that I've done. I want to outlive my body and my flesh. My spirit has to work when I'm gone.
This hot full trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.